If you're a fan of Stardew Valley, you definitely know about Concernedape's work-in-progress game, Haunted Chocolatier. And if not, how's life under that rock you're living in? Kidding. But not really. It's been, I believe, over 4 years now since we first caught a glimpse into this new virtual world by Eric Barone. And since then, updates have been few and far between. If you'd like to catch up on all things Haunted Chocolatier, I have a series on my channel where every October we go through everything we know about Haunted Chocolatier so far. So if you are out of the loop, feel free to go check out that series and then come back to this video after. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about some things that I hope to see in Haunted Chocolatier. I also asked you guys on my Discord and here on YouTube what your hopes are for Haunted Chocolatier as well, and you guys had a lot to say, so let's get right into it. Here are my hopes for Haunted Chocolatier, and some of yours as well. One of the main reasons why people love Stardew Valley so much is because of its unique and stylized NPCs. We've seen some sneak peeks of different Haunted Chocolatier characters so far, and they do seem to be very distinct and personalized. I'm especially looking forward to getting to know Burke, the blacksmith. I don't know, something about him is giving macho yet goofy teddy bear vibes, you feel me? Like the opposite of Clint. When it comes to the townsfolk, it's pretty much a given that there will be romanceable bachelors and bachelorettes with likes and dislikes when it comes to gifts. But what if every NPC was romanceable instead of just a select few? This might seem like a bit much, but Concernedape recently said himself in an interview that the only reason he didn't make everyone in Stardew Valley romanceable was because he didn't really have the time to.
Yeah. The real answer is because I didn't have enough time to make everyone a marriage candidate.
And he goes on to talk about Robin and Demetrius as an example.
I would like you to be able to like marry Robin or Demetrius and break up their marriage and cause chaos in the town.
Right.
But have all the consequences of that.
Right.
Like not make it like, oh, it's fun and happy. Like everyone's mad at you.
Yeah.
Everyone hates you. But it's like, you know, I would love to be able to do all kinds of stuff.
Right. But you can't because
it's so much work.
I just love the idea of being able to break up a marriage or a relationship and reap the consequences of that. Just imagine the drama of it all. That would be so much fun to explore. I also think there's room for expansion when it comes to NPC dialogue options and the effects that it can have on the town as a whole. There are a few instances in Stardew Valley where NPCs ask you questions and you can give them a response. Or during cutscenes, you pretty much always have the option of how you want to go about each individual situation. But I think it would be really cool if whatever option you choose, it can have a tangible effect on the town and the relationships between the townsfolk and with you. Perhaps being able to play matchmaker, or encouraging characters to pursue or not to pursue their dreams, or giving them advice on things that they're struggling with, and being able to see your influences on the town, like having characters move in together or break up and move out, or having characters start a local business, or change their hair color, or depending on how much they like or trust you, they may open up to you more and give you the town gossip from their perspective. I think this would be a great way to upgrade the life sim element of the game compared to Stardew Valley. This would make for every playthrough to be so much different from the last, and would make for pretty much endless combinations and replayability. And this sort of ties into my next hope for Haunted Chocolatier, which is a more expansive and in-depth storyline. Concernedape has definitely learned so much and evolved his storytelling capabilities over the years of developing and updating Stardew Valley, and I'm hoping to see him go all in with storytelling and deep lore in Haunted Chocolatier. Concernedape has stated that he's taking Haunted Chocolatier beyond Stardew Valley and into the realm of the ethereal and the creative, and I'm so excited to see what he is plotting and scheming with the storyline. I have said this time and time again, but I really hope that Concernedape cranks up the weirdness to 110% with this game. I want him to hide little secrets all over the town so that the community can piece things together and come up with theories and really have fun with it. I'm also hoping to see Concernedape perhaps explore some darker themes that may not have been as appropriate for Stardew Valley. Okay, hear me out. You know how in Stardew, the main story kind of differs depending on the path that you choose to take, Joja or Community Center. I would like to see a similar concept with Haunted Chocolatier, but imagine if there was like an evil cult that you could join that maybe makes like evil chocolate or something like that. Will you make chocolate for good or for evil? And I'm kind of hoping that Haunted Chocolatier is low-key a little bit scary at times. Not anything like truly horrifying, but like a silly little jump scare here and there won't hurt anybody. Kind of like how the new cursed mannequins in Stardew Valley can actually jump scare you. I want more stuff like that in Haunted Chocolatier. And of course, I'm also really hoping to see some subtle and not so subtle connections to Stardew Valley. If you're a fan of Concernedape, you know that he loves referencing his past work and even subtly referencing other works as well. I've mentioned this before in a past video, but I feel like the traveling merchant would be a great character to see in Haunted Chocolatier. Maybe running her own shop in town or visiting on certain days of the week with her signature cart and piggy. Also, the ghosts. I need to know more about the ghosts. So far, it seems that we are able to recruit the ghosts to aid us in our chocolate making. And I feel like the ghost might be sort of the Junimo equivalent of Haunted Chocolatier and Stardew Valley. And I would love it if there was some more in-game lore about these characters and how they came to be. I want to know more about these little ghosties. Who were they? How did they die? Where do they come from? Maybe there could even be a ghost-themed festival where we partake in their ghostly traditions to learn more about their culture. Sort of like the flower dance in Stardew Valley, but with more to do other than do a little dancey dance and go home. I think Concernedape really popped off with the new Desert Festival event in Stardew Valley 1.6, and I would love to see more in-depth festivals like that in Haunted Chocolatier. New festivals fit with new activities, new mini games, new themes, and of course, new music. The new music is something that I am so looking forward to. From the few songs that we have so far, that shit slaps, dude. And I cannot wait to hear more. I just hope he gets super experimental and weird with it. But moving on from the storyline and lore, let's talk a bit about monsters and combat. Concernedape has said that the gameplay loop of Haunted Chocolatier will basically be like the mines in Stardew Valley, but that's the entire game. So since it will be like Skull Cavern and feature lots of combat, I'm hoping to see some more nuanced combat options, and of course some epic boss fights with cutscenes to go along with them. Which again is something I have mentioned while talking about Haunted Chocolatier in the past, but let's dig a little bit deeper. Like Stardew, I'm sure we will have lots and lots and lots of different varieties of swords, hammers, daggers, and whatever else new type of melee weapons we see. We know that there will be bow and arrows as an option for ranged combat from the early gameplay trailer, which is huge. But I think it would be really cool to see different kinds of arrow types, like fire arrows, ice arrows, bomb arrows, or even something really weird like, I don't know, chocolate arrows. And you know, certain types of arrows would be more or less effective on certain monsters. And some sort of magical mana combat might be fitting as well. Maybe we can learn some magic from the local wizard, because there has to be a wizard type character in this town, right? But if we are going to have all of these different kinds of weapons, please, Concernedape, give us a tool ring, or at the very least a weapon ring. I cannot be carrying around all of these different types of weapon in my main inventory, taking up so much space. I need ample space for gathering ingredients for my chocolate. From the images we have of Haunted Chocolatier, it does seem like there's a separate slot for weapons, arrows, and shields, and a sort of hotbar at the bottom left corner that will allow us to quickly switch between weapon types. So here's to hoping he sticks with that throughout development. In a more recent sneak peek photo of Haunted Chocolatier, it looks like our weapons and shields are held in a separate equipment inventory rather than our main inventory. So I am hopeful that he will do something to make inventory management better than Stardew's. But aside from weapons, I'm really hoping to see some cool and distinctive monsters. From the glimpses of monsters we've seen so far, they are all definitely very unique looking, and I'm excited to see all of the other monsters that Concernedape is cooking up. And I would love to see another friendly monster type NPC like Krobus. You know, the just a little guy character archetype. No game is complete without a silly little guy. You cannot tell me I'm wrong. Now let's talk more about the core mechanic of Haunted Chocolatier: making chocolate. Concernedape has mentioned in an interview that he's interested in the intuitiveness of making chocolate in Haunted Chocolatier.
I feel like games are often very left brain focused. It's like, here's how, okay, here's your ingredients, now engineer the perfect chocolate. Instead, I'm thinking like, well, what if you like do intuitive chocolate making? You know, what if it's not such a mechanical process and it's a more creative, like you have to let go of your desire to engineer the perfect chocolate and maybe just accept that there's a mystery and a whimsy, and that's one step. But then it's like, okay, what am I going to do with this chocolate? And it's like, you can just eat it plain, that's fine, but you might also want to make elaborate truffles, and or you might want to, in my game, you might make ghost chocolates, you know, you might make paranormal chocolates. Yeah, I just think it's another realm of the human experience which I'm interested in exploring.
He even went on to elaborate on this topic in the official Haunted Chocolatier blog, stating, "It's true that I am interested in the intuition. As someone without formal training in art, music, or game design, I rely heavily on intuition and feeling to do my work. I think it's where creativity comes from, but you can't really engineer creativity. It comes from a mysterious, indeterminate part of our being, but it's a crucial and important part of what makes us human. Video games, on the other hand, exist within mechanical devices devices and are governed by mechanical laws. So really, there's no way to make a truly intuitive chocolate making system in Haunted Chocolatier. For that reason, as well as my general design philosophy of giving players multiple paths to reach the same goal, I'm going to offer more than one way of making chocolate. There will be a more intuitive way, but there are also more conventional ways to do it. There will be reasons to use both, but you could just focus on one or the other if you wanted to. At their core, they're all processes in which you convert ingredients into final products. It's just that one process might be more whimsical and another process might be more mechanical. So yes, as of right now, it is confirmed that there will be more than one way to make chocolate in Haunted Chocolatier, and I'm very interested to see exactly how these processes will operate. When it comes to the more creative way of cooking, I'm hoping to see something similar to how Core Keeper does cooking, by taking 2 or more random ingredients, throwing them in a pot, and waiting to see what it makes. Of course, with a fun little cooking animation to throw it all together, or maybe even a fun little mini game to pass the time. And then when you make a new kind of chocolate, that recipe is now unlocked. In Core Keeper, there are a total of 2,775 food combinations. And I always found it so fun to simply throw 2 ingredients together and see what I create. And I think Concernedape could do something like that. And each chocolate could have different buffs that, when eaten, help you on your adventures for collecting ingredients to make more chocolate. And I think that grind loop of exploring, killing monsters, gathering ingredients, and making chocolate will be endlessly addicting. And I hope that we can also make chocolates that kind of act like potions. Like, for example, a love chocolate that you can give to put a love spell on an NPC, or a hatred chocolate that you could use to break people up so that you can get with their lover instead. And Concernedape mentioned something about paranormal chocolate in the interview clip from earlier, and who knows what that might do when you eat it. You might turn yourself into a ghost yourself. Honestly, the possibilities with Haunted Chocolatier are pretty much infinite at this point. But that, my friends, are all of my hopes for Haunted Chocolatier that I have compiled for this video. Do you have any more hopes that I didn't mention today? Please feel more than welcome to leave them down in the comments below. I would love to read them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.